Hello, chat. Good morning, evening, night, afternoon. We're back. We're gonna finish Tyranny tonight. Hopefully, maybe. Either now or next stream. Also, I have noise suppression on because some dumbass is playing music. Not too loud, but I think it's gonna be background noise if I leave it off, and it's gonna be a bit distracting. It's not like super loud. Anyways. Not the point. We're here to finish Tyranny. We did so many things on the previous stream. I remember most of them. We killed the Archon of Secrets. We became our own Archon. I think we're able to proclaim and cancel edicts as we please now. And we managed to make the other two Archons bend to our will. That is Graven Ash, the Archon of War, and Tunon, the Archon of Justice. Unfortunately, the Overlord, Kyrus, does not see a henchman gaining power as a good thing. She sees it as something bad, something to be squashed. And we're going to have to deal with that, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Game. Game? Yeah, good. Give me a second. There we go. So I don't actually remember if we chose to go to war with Kyrus or if we were like maybe trying to bargain. It has come to your attention that the Empire has made good on Kyrus' threat. Armies march from the north with only one goal, the utter annihilation of the Tiers. Fortunately, you have the resonator at the Vendrian's Wellspire at your disposal. My volume feels a little bit low. Let me just raise it up a little bit. Just a tad. Just a little bit. There we go. Fortunately, you have the resonator at the Vendrian's Wellspire at your disposal. With it, you have the power to issue an edict and disrupt the Northern Kingdom. The final victory may yet be yours. You arrived at the Vendrian's Wellspire in the face of the coming... Okay, use the resonator and determine your response. The waves of energy radiating from the spire draw you forward, pressing your body and mind to its eager embrace. At the center of this tide, the resonator stands ready to broadcast your voice, echoing your commandments to the farthest reaches of the Tiers and beyond. From here, the highest point in all the peninsula, you could, with the sum total of your effort, project your will far north, past the edge of the Tiers, and proclaim your edict as far as the lands of the Northern Empire. Right. Let's relax for a moment. Let's ponder the situation. With your work here in the Tiers all but complete, you take a deep breath of the cool, tranquil spire air and allow yourself a moment to think. By the letter of Kyrus' orders, you have done all that is asked. You delivered the Edict of Execution and brought the Archons to heel as ordered. While you have the victory of the moment to savor, you find yourself wanting for answers. Only the Archons have met Kyrus, and while you are now counted among these luminaries, the battlefield promotion was hardly the revealing initiation rite you long imagined all Archons experience. Looking back on the events of the war, it seems implausible that this moment has caught Kyrus entirely by surprise. Half a league beneath your feet sits Ascension Hall. Had the Edict of Execution not been stopped, the resulting deaths would have done the work of the Civil War and the calling call of the Archons. And had it not been you to resolve the Edict of Execution, who else? Would that person be standing where you now stand? You've made no secret of your loyalty to Kyrus, and you smile at the realization that if the Overlord is indeed prescient, this victory was enabled by the will of Kyrus. The question now lingers in your mind. Have you been placed in this position because Kyrus expects you to be loyal, or because Kyrus expects you to be contrary, and are those mutually exclusive? It can be no accident that the resolution of the Edict of Execution ordered someone to liberate the base of the spire, and it can be no coincidence that the calling of the Archons in Civil War had brought about much of the carnage Kyrus initially sought to inflict with that fateful edict. I am the last Archon standing in the Tiers. It's time to send word to Kyrus the conquest is complete.
Yes, Let the record keepers praise
Hey,
this
good
day
old Barrack.
as the ultimate victory of the Overlord. Let children sing of the heroic deeds of the disfavored legion. Let soft courtiers envy those of us who braved the foreign.
He trails off. But, Fatebinder, Archon, do not your hands feel sullied still? We've turned our blades against our own. Our choices plunge the conquest into madness. What possible hope can we have that the Overlord will forgive our transgressions? He peers at his palms. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna keep following my disgusting weasel roleplay and stay a bit loyal to Kairos for now. I've been a Fatebinder long enough to know Kairos cares more about end results and principles. We have stayed more true to Kairos than you realize.
I appreciate that, Archon. I suppose our heads shall roll together or not at all, as Kairos wills. If you know the Overlord's mind as well as you claim, our loyal service shall certainly see reward.
The letter of Kairos' order has been fulfilled, as a single Archon now rules triumphantly over a unified Tiers. I mean, it is true, but goddamn, this is a tough decision. I wish I remembered what I actually chose to do last stream. Then I could just use that as an excuse and not have to choose. Pass or even choose for me. No, let's continue being the weasel. In the name of Kairos, I, Rebun, claim the Tiers for the glory of the Overlord. Magnified by the power of the Resonator, your victorious words thunder across the valley and out to the world beyond. Seconds later, you hear the reverberations of your voice echoing off the mountains. Louder than any stroke of thunder or earthquake, your declaration of triumph rings out across Cerritus. A moment passes, and far to the north and east, bolts of copper-hued lightning roil between the clouds, a spectacle last seen a century ago, when the Northern Kingdom fell to Kairos and became the Northern Empire. The conquest of the Tiers and all of Cerritus is at long last complete. A moment
The Tiers have been conquered.
No, you do not finish the game right now in 10 minutes. You wouldn't do that.
Reaches the ear of Kairos, as does your declaration of fealty and obedience to the Overlord.
No, we've still yet to meet Kairos. We got it. There's got to be more.
In answer to your surrender, Kairos' armies halt their advance on the Tiers and withdraw to their garrisons. You have brought order to the Tiers, uniting the realms with the disfavored legion.
Is this going to be
your will?
The shortest stream of all time? No way it is.
The whole of Tyranny now finally rests in Kairos' grasp. The conquest is, at long last, complete.
You know, had I known this is not the end, right? This can't be. No, please. Days after the declaration of victory, the Mountain Spire becomes a bustling hub of incoming peace delegations and missive birds, as your newly conquered vassals compete for your favor with obsequious displays of fealty and flattery. In the flood of missives comes a single wordless message, bearing the seal of Kairos. It depicts a map of Cerritus, with all the districts of the known world carved up, each assigned the symbol of an Archon. Your symbol is illustrated atop the peninsula of the Tiers. Actions speak louder than words, and on the day you receive the map from Kairos, your scouts report that the armies marching upon the Tiers have reversed course and disbanded. You fulfilled Kairos' decree, and all the Tiers is now ruled by a single Archon. Your former rivals have either submitted to you or perished, bringing the civil war to a close. The Scarlet Chorus may have been mighty in numbers, but that didn't stop you from thoroughly scattering them, cutting off the serpent's head and sending each of the gangs howling back to the chaos they sowed. How the remnants of the Horde occupy themselves without a war to fight becomes a topic for nightmares. It was thought that disfavored would never rely on another general, but by enlisting Raven Ash to your cause, you managed the next best thing, controlling the Archon to harness the strength of the Northern Empire. You reorganized their old-fashioned regiments with a new chain of command, placing yourself at its highest authority. The Legion's victory spread beyond count, and your soldiers trained hard, preparing for the retaliation to come. Under your guidance, those who resisted the conquest and sowed discontent are vanquished, the rebellion brought to a decisive end. Any lingering question of who is true ruler of the Tiers is answered by your impact on the reconstructed nation. Uniting the Tiers under the banner of disfavored was never your directive, and yet you performed it admirably, consolidating the Overlord's forces under your rule and grooming the Tiers for their place in the new order. The same people who once hurled curses across a siege soon learned to think of themselves as part of a greater whole extending beyond their modest borders. With the Edict of Stone dispelled, the earth around the Stone Sea finally settles, leading everyone to believe the realm of Azure will return to its former glory. But the ritual used to end the edict blighted the land to such a degree that nothing will grow, no matter how hard anyone tries. With determination, some are able to start small seedlings, but nothing ever comes of it. The memory of Cairn as a great force of destruction remains as a monument of inert rock, which agree that the world is better off without the Arcane of Stone, as the people of Azure begin to slowly reclaim the land that was once torn asunder by his power. As the strongest and oldest of their kind, death of the Stone Stalkers is a blow to Beastman culture. Their demise also brings centuries of oral traditions to an abrupt end. The local tribes never recover from the terrible loss. With Cairn's presence preserved and the lands of Azure permanently blighted, the Earthshakers return to the disfavor. That's right. While their reputations isn't what it used to be, their success in dealing such a decisive blow to the Scarlet Chorus by removing their main source of food has earned back the respect of the Legion. The Earthshakers are accepted back into the ranks of the disfavored, once again becoming part of the army that helped subdue the Tiers. With the Unbroken all but destroyed, the former citizens of Stalwood threatened to slide into lawlessness. Kyrus' forces stationed at Sentinel Stand managed to quell the worst of the uprisings, but peace under the nation's new leadership is resisted at every turn. Amelia returns to Graven Ash's fort at Iron Hearth with her baby, the former heir of Stalwood. Her presence brings unease to the disfavored, who don't know what to make of a circumstantial traitor. How she navigates the future you impose on terraces will be her decision. Though it takes time to recover from the devastation of the Edict of Storms, the Blade Grave begins its slow march toward healing. The realm of Stalwood may never resemble its former glory, but the land is not so blasted that something new and better can't be built atop the bones of the past. The Regent bloodline has ended. With it, new traditions and legacies spring to life. You eliminate the Scarlet Chorus that plagued the disfavored troops in the Vellum Citadel, cutting a path through them all the way to the Silent Archive. Instead of destroying it as Graven Ash wanted, you chose to keep it for yourself, realizing the knowledge contained in the scroll was far more useful in your hands. By taking the Silent Archive from its pedestal and disrupting the preservation spell holding the Vellum Citadel in stasis, you caused the collapse of the single largest repository of knowledge in Terratus. The world may never know the true extent of the loss, except I have the Silent Archive, it doesn't matter. The sages are all but wiped from the Tiers. What remains of their hoarded knowledge is vulnerable, as likely to be misused as destroyed. The damage done to the intellectual core of the region is likely beyond reversal. Though small groups of would-be scholars gain influence from time to time, the setback is ultimately too vast to overcome. Without interference from outside forces, Lethian's Crossing flounders under the control of the Bronze Brotherhood. What was once a thriving center of commerce for the Tiers quickly devolves into a lawless town prowled by mercenaries and thugs. The bastard's wound recedes into the mists of history as unobtrusively as it surfaces. The scouts you sent to plumb the depths report only a shallow, silent cave, the entry to the old walls clogged with boulders and roughly hewn detritus. You never learn what became of the small factious community that budded there in the darkness. By enacting an edict on Vengeance Well, you announce your power to the world. Mercifully for the inhabitants of Vengeance Well, the edict on the well does not linger for long. But the event is forever remembered as the first display of true power from Kyrus' newest Archon. Graven Ash continues to lead the disfavor, this time bowing to your superior command. At first the old general balks at your instructions, but in time he grows to trust your judgment without question. Working together you bring much needed order to the lawless Tiers. Killing the voices of Narad spreads the joy of bloody vengeance across the continent. Celebrated as the death of history's greatest parasite, the occasion is marked by all who suffered under the oppression of the Scarlet Chorus. Even in victory, one thought nags you. Though you witness his death, you can't help but wonder if the voices of Narad is done with you. Turin the Adjudicator continues chilling from his seat in the Vastwood City. He follows the laws you craft to the letter, advising on any of the meticulous changes you lack the time or the patience to draft. Without his aid, the task of keeping order in the Tiers would be nigh impossible. The death of this asshole deprived the world of a most capable murderer. One less bedtime story to scare children is no significant loss, though you can't help but glance at the dark corners of every room and feel as if something is watching you. This asshole will always cast a long shadow in your life. Though freed of his twisted shell of bronze and iron, Barrick seems little less morose. He moves forward from the Edict of Storms only haltingly, attention half turned ahead towards an uncertain future, and half behind at the choices that brought him here. The Northerner remains dedicated to the oaths he has sworn you, drilling your forces and commanding them on the field. If he isn't exactly loved by your troops, he at least holds their respect. In the rare times of calm, he takes leaves of absence from your service, scouring the Bladegrave for the fallen sons and daughters of the Northern Empire, and laying them to proper rest. Though the somber task seems one beyond the meager lifespan allotted a soldier, Barrick returns from each of these excursions, standing just a bit more upright. In the absence of the voices of Nerat and the need to avenge her fallen sisters, Verge discovers something akin to contentment. For a time you find her high atop your spire, face turned towards the horizon, with eyes closed against the wind that ruffles the feathers in her hair. It doesn't last. Verge disappears from your service without a farewell. When she returns months later, she is trailed by a dispirited gang of young women recruited from every corner of the tiers. Farmers, merchants, and former nobles, hungry for greatness, all pledged to study the bloody lessons Verge has to impart. Her new callous sisterhood grows slowly compared to the chorus, but each member makes of violence a mesmerizing dance. Soon Verse and Arcader become the most feared of your enforcers, achieving a notoriety almost akin to that of Bladen Marks. Lantry keeps a close watch over you, scribbling his account of your deeds and accomplishments. In his tireless quest to fill the chronicle with history and knowledge, he follows you even into his twilight years, and together you learn much about the world. You pretend not to notice Lantry's waning strength, though you find yourself pausing mid-sentence to let his writing catch up. He recognizes your generous ruse and appreciates it in silence. Exhausted from fighting, the person we never used at all shifts her focus to the broken school of Tidecasters. She recruits as many talented students as possible, but apprentices are difficult to find in tense post-war tiers. The few who are drawn to her teaching show promise, and Eva has little doubt that the Tidecasters can return to their former strength in less than a decade or two. The going will be hard for some time, though. With no desire to remain in the company of humans, Skills and Shadow returns to the wilderness and seeks out her own kind. She discovers a hired community of beastmen who abandon the realms of Haven and Azure, only to be enslaved by Kyrus' forces. Out of this rabble of defectors he forces to thrive their nomadic ways, respecting no established border or law. They raid villages and caravans when possible, gloating on the spoils and boasting of their severed ties with the human world. Though a large bounty follows in the tribe's wake, no human can survive the hunt for its leader. Siren, the Arcanist Song, who's this? Never lent her voice to your cause. After spending time in Lethian's Crossing gathering followers, she disappeared from the tiers before your personal conquest was done. Stories reach your ears occasionally, telling of a young woman with a hypnotic voice, and you wonder what marvels you could accomplish with her in your charge. Probably nothing, because she would have been relegated to just Evan Hunts in Shadow. With your loyalty to Kyrus declared to all, the Overlord's conquest of territories is complete, and the people of the tiers finally see an end to years of bloodshed. From your perch atop the ancient spire, you survey the lands you now ruled by Kyrus' decree. Your followers are all too eager to boast of your power of the edict, and they whisper that a reckoning will someday come. For the time being, the Overlord seems content to let you rule the tiers for the glory of Kyrus. And I just finished the fucking game! No! Get me out! No, wait. Memorize these names, chat, quickly. Memorize them faster. 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 Okay. Tyranny. Good. Good. Okay, we're gonna see if maybe fighting the Overlord extends just a little bit more. Oh, you motherfucker. It's like that, huh? It's like that, huh? You're not even gonna let me do my my thing. Okay, there you go. Oh, let's get back in. Wow. God damn, I'm stupid. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna like keep streaming if it is the end and it's a short stream. I'll just take that as a sign and just like go draw, play Helldives, do something else. Yes, okay. This probably means amounts to the declaration of war against the Overlord. Ready? So this is it. We've come a long way since Edring Ruins. Before this, I was nothing important. One Scarlet Chorus killer among thousands, but we're really doing something here. Thanks for letting me tag along. She turns to the edge of the spire, avoiding your gaze. Opportunity. I can feel it like a coaxing breeze. Not since Graven Ash stood against Kairos has anyone made such a dent in the Overlord's defenses. It has been an honor serving at your side, come what may. I'm ready to face it, betting nods to you. This is new territory for us all. You're the first to strike a blow directly at the Overlord. Make sure it counts. Hope you don't mind if I stand back and take notes. By all means, continue. Say nothing. Alright. There you go. Northern Empire. You're, Sure. Edict of Fire again. Okay, Kairos, back off. Back off. Please give me like an extra mission just for the fight or something.
The tears have
Motherfucker.
Unified at last under a single banner. Your edict brings devastation.
No one told me. No one told me this was only 20 minutes left the game.
Some believe the edict to be Kairos's work. Others hope or fear that this edict comes from a new voice.
Good old Edict of
Kairos'
Fire.
forces
Nothing beats
withdraw
that.
From their march upon the Tears, as they are sent into disarray by your edict. You have brought order to the Tears, uniting the realms with the disfavored Legion and forcing your will.
Well,
the Overlord's conquest of the known world has come to a halt, and the whisper of a challenger to Kairos' power slowly spreads throughout the land.
your Edict of Fire ignites an unstoppable conflagration in the northern capital, reducing buildings to cinders and sending walls of fire through populated streets. Before anyone knew what was happening, the flames had already burned out of control. All who suffer cry out in agony and confusion that Kairos will allow such a fate to befall the city. As chaos ensured in the Northern Kingdom, the armies marching on the Tears received an unprecedented order. The armies were to fall back to the capital and ensure the safety of its people from the edict. For the first time in Kairos the Great conquest, the armies retreated. Soon, questions would be asked in a hushed breath across the lands about what new and terrible power had emerged that could force the hand of the Overlord. You fulfilled Kairos' decree, and all the Tears is now ruled by a single Archon. Formidable rivals have either submitted to you or perished, bringing the civil war to a close. Yeah. 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 Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Correct. Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. By enacting an edict on Bendy as well, you announce your power to the world and show Kairos' forces what you were capable of. When you defeated the leader and scattered the army before you, it sent a message to Kairos. A new Archon is born. While the edict dissipated, its effect will always be felt as the first true threat to Kairos' rule. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yep. Yes. Alright. Correct. Yep. Uh-huh. Yes. Yep. Though you once professed loyalty to Kairos, popular belief holds that the world cannot support two overlords, and you now represent a threat to the established order. This leaves your future in question with one certainty. When Kairos retaliates, you will be ready. Okay. We did it. Fuck, no one told me. This was actually my greatest fear in a game when I'm streaming. It's like, what if you accidentally leave right before the end? And then when you do the next stream, it's just like 10 minutes of stream. What now, Rebun? That's a really good question. What do I do now? Do I want to continue? I don't know. I said I would probably take this as a sign to just go, like, Rebun, go do something else. I did finish, and I don't have Titanfall installed yet. I think if I had Titanfall installed, I would definitely, like, do that, start with the new cycle, announce the new things. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Because again, I don't have the game installed. And I didn't have any backup plan. I genuinely thought it was gonna be like 5 hours of Tyranny. Let's friggin' go. No. It was just 28 minutes of Tyranny. Let's go. I mean, let me check real quick, but I don't think there's anything like, is there something here? That's not my password. Oh man. The problem with having such a long ass password is that you don't know when you made a mistake. You don't know where you made the mistake. It's the... Anyways, something I can do here? Any roguelites? No, I don't... Yeah, I don't really, Oh yeah, this is this is it, chat. We're not changing games. This is it. Goddamn. Okay, this is my shortest stream yet. That was incredibly funny. You know what? I'll take it. It was funny. That's all I'm doing though. I'm sorry. My apologies. God damn. I don't know when I'll see you next. But I'll be doing Titanfall 2. I'll be that was fun. Shut up. Shut up. I'll be doing Titanfall 2. I don't know when. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you whatever, chat. Bye.